Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I was due in Nashville, Tennessee, and we continue work today on our Oregon Trail project, which will lead from the Hermitcraft spawn all the way to my base. Now my base is of course on the other side of Wells Knight's base over there, which we really desperately do not want to impede or destroy or otherwise interrupt. So, we're going to kind of swing wide this way. Now, I've got some different ways I could approach that. One of them is to go kind of around this hill. And then let's kind of take an eyeball here. Go through this pass, and then swing back around, not burn the bridge down on the lava, and come through here. Now, I like coming through there, although it does interfere with my current racetrack location. My current racetrack is really kind of silly, and so maybe a better one would be valuable. So make a better racetrack to the list of things that Joe needs to do in order to be good at Hermitcraft. So let's see. Here we have a marker that I indicated I wanted to kind of turn the path on to kind of push it this way. So in relation to where our path ended, we're not there yet. So we got to go all the way from there up and across here to here, which is fairly viable. And I'm kind of wondering, this particular plinth seems to be directly aligned with that pass there, although not quite. So we might be able, I'm going to go ahead and mark this to indicate that we want to go straight through that way. Now, I'm thinking in terms of this actual pass. Now, it's all fun and games when I've got the rocket launcher or whatever to fly up here and just blow this out. But realistically, I'm going to want to probably move mountains here. I'm going to want to take this part here and lower it significantly, and then take this part here and either add a bridge or level it out. So I've gone through here and I've cleared it out. As you can tell, we've got a wonderful path that proceeds all the way up to here, whoa, into the wall, and up and over this way. You know, we're going to have to come back in with the shovel and kind of fix some of these dirt patches as the grass grows in, but on the whole, I think it's fairly viable. I've been kind of thinking about how best to handle these kind of stony patches, and I really do feel like having a kind of real dirt path might be the most aesthetically pleasing solution. So, you know, we're just going to come in here, chop up some of this stuff, and throw some grass on the ground. Boom. Now, one thing that has been on a lot of people's minds this weekend is the kind of protests around the inauguration. And I tweeted out that I was, I wanted to encourage people to make their voices heard, and, if you want to go out in the streets and protest, that I think that that's a fine thing. That's a good way to, enjoy your constitutional liberties and, your rights, and to some degree, an ethical obligation to be a part of the society in which you live. If you genuinely believe that something is wrong, going out there and speaking your mind is a good thing. And immediately somebody on Twitter was just like, well, of course you don't mean the people who are going and breaking windows and smashing cars and stuff. And I felt like that was maybe a little strange, because I don't normally feel the need to qualify everything I say with don't do something illegal. If I said, hey guys, get out there and vote today, I wouldn't be because voting's a good thing to do. If it was voting day, you should go out there and you should vote. I don't necessarily need to say, oh, and don't stab people with scissors. That's just kind of one of those things. If you're going to go out and peacefully protest, and I'm going to say, good on you for peacefully protesting, I don't think that I need to, indicate that violence is not acceptable, I don't think that violence is a good way to express, I don't think that violence is a way to express free speech. I think that violence is a way to achieve certain goals, and that many of those goals are things like in time of war, it might be the only way to achieve them, or if somebody's being directly threatened, there might not be a lot of options on your plate at the moment. But I'm not going to, say I don't know, every time I tell somebody, hey, I'm glad you're doing something good, hey, also don't do something bad. That just to me seems silly. And, kind of along those lines, I think you should encourage people to take advantage of the freedoms that their society allows them, you know? Like, what's the point of being in a democracy if nobody acts like they live in a democracy? Or especially, like, you know, we have the ability to vote. You should go out there and vote if there's something to vote on. You know, I'm not saying, okay, go out there and vote every day, because a lot of days aren't voting day. That's fine. I'm not going to be mad at you for not showing up tomorrow to vote when there's nothing to vote for. But, you know, if there's something worth protesting for, then get out there and make your voice heard. If there's not, then that's fine. Have a great day anyway, you know? Like, I feel like people just always... They want people to solve their own problems, but when you have a systemic problem, you can't necessarily solve it yourself. You have to bring it to the attention of others and try to create a dialogue and say, hey, you guys might not realize how important this is to me, so I'm going to inconvenience myself in order to let you know. Wow, that was exactly as much as I needed to do this log across here. I'm kind of thinking for this bridge about doing some sort of, wow, this is a really, this is a lot longer than I intended, but there's not just a great place. Oh good, there's going to be creepers spawning in that cave all the time, coming out and stabbing me. Let's see. Great, now I'm on fire. I've solved it. Oh no, he's going to jump in here too. Well, you know what we're going to do? Oh good, there's more of them. We'll come up here, not teleport into the lava, and continue to solve this bridge-related issue. Let's knock this guy down. Okay, so how bad is that cave? It seems like it's pretty bad, but we'll address that next. Let's come back this way so stuff stops, like, immediately noticing me and then pouring out of there. And what I wanted to do was to use maybe half slabs on this bridge. I kind of wanted to give it a kind of more of a country feel, and there honestly just weren't a lot of bridges along the original Oregon Trail, so, you know, because it was all wilderness. So having it be made of wood and be exceptionally narrow is kind of fitting. Now, unfortunately, of course, I don't have enough wood here to really make that work with what I've got on me, but we're going to... Thank you, ever fallen into pearl. Is that going to work? I think that if we run back to my supply depot... Dang it. Dang it. Okay, well now we're in the valley with the zombie. Dang it. Okay. There we go. Back to the supply depot we fly. And we will be able to grab some fences there. Alright, so I've gone and I've retrieved some fences, and I figure what I'll do is kind of run fences along the side here. And then I wanted to try and put either wooden pressure plates. Yeah, there we go. Kind of put wooden pressure plates or something alongside there. Kind of be a little uneven. I don't know. I kind of like it being a little uneven here. And we could even then have more of these kind of on this side. Like, this does not look like a stable bridge. This looks like it could break at any time, and that's pretty much exactly what I was going for. Like, this should feel like something where when you're riding on it, you're just kind of like, whoa, this is kind of dangerous. You know, I could have my wagon fall over and lose a few oxen or something. So that's the beginning of the bridge anyway, and we'll go ahead and probably kind of work out exactly... Probably should move that lava at some point, but I like it. Oh, is that lava going to burn my bridge down? That actually is a point in favor of moving it, or at least, like, partially redirecting it. Let's go ahead and maybe just put that there for right now. That'll kind of keep it further away. There we go. So what I was originally thinking was that I would have the path go all the way that way, past my horse track. But you know what? I kind of decided I'd rather have it come through this valley here, because this valley doesn't really have anything in it yet. You can still see the horse track from back there. But then kind of having this come through this way, I might kind of lower this a bit. Then have this come out kind of back behind my house. So here we go. Whoops. Kind of have this a little partially even hewn out as is, but it can always be better. Let's go ahead and put torches down here just to kind of indicate the general path that we'll take Gonna have to get more dirt and grass or what have you. And another light here, light here. Also probably should put some lights out on this end. I don't want to... I did light some of that hill there just because I did not want stuff falling down on me all the time. But kind of in general, I'm trying to keep it along the path mainly. So like this is not going to be an entirely safe area, but you should at least be able to see the path at night if you're flying overhead. So speaking of flying, there we go. An actual successful flight. So I need to get rid of these torches at some point. I'm not even sure what those do. And let's not smack into the wall too hard. Okay, they're not how you do it. Okay, well, I've only got 15 minutes left in my formal recording window, although Sean Spicer, the new White House press secretary, is about to give his first formal statement, and as somebody who likes to be informed kind of about what's going on, I am totally going to go watch that now. So I'm going to continue to record my progress, but I'm going to mute my microphone and possibly speed this up. Time skip.
Who's the guy who can conquer death? That's Joe Hills. He plays for Nashville when he plays Minecraft. That's Joe Hills. That's Joe Hills.
Well, as you can see, I've made significant progress on this part of the bridge here. And that carries through. I haven't figured out how I want to light the bridge. I might light it underneath and have the light filter upward. I haven't worked that out. I've added a lot more dirt in this part of the valley right here. And you're a skeleton, so you have no continued undeath or whatever. I've kind of planted some grass here so I could continue this valley. I figure what I'm going to do is have the trail, once the grass comes in, kind of gently slope down here and kind of come in behind the house. So you'd be able to see the house and the field. You know, it's not exactly the same location that the entrance to the farmhouse would have in the movie The Field of Dreams, which would have actually kind of come along that ridge here. Like, that's where the actual driveway would be in the movie. But you know what? It's kind of problematic because that's Wells's house back there, so we can't just plow through it. Anyway, let's go ahead and give this kind of one final flyover. There you are. It's looking pretty good, I think. So, in closing, just a few final remarks. Please practice being a good citizen. Part of that's respecting other citizens. Part of that's, demonstrating what you believe is best for society through legal means that are your rights via speech, assembly, protest, freedom of the press. Write a letter. If you have a problem with something, do more. I'm not going to tell you to do nothing. In fact, I'm going to tell you to do several things. You have a lot of options, and I want to encourage you to explore them, because that's what a functioning country looks like. People do their part to make the country better in different ways, and even if those people might have ideas that you disagree with, if they are doing so through peaceful methods, don't lump them in with people who might occasionally do things that are criminal. It's the same thing as people being like, oh, my kid's always on the computer, like them cyber terrorists. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Not everybody who gets a poster board and goes out in the streets is somebody who's, like, burning cars or knocking over stores or what have you. I feel like it is just genuinely dangerous to our society to conflate those two things, I don't know why it is not daytime. Whatever. I'm just going to look out the window. So this is a much better way to appreciate... Well, you can't see the trail from here. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me for my third episode of trail building. I'm enjoying getting this done, and I appreciate you listening. Until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.